A very good morning to all of you. This 65-year-old male presented with history of uneventful cataract surgery 20 days back and complained of redness, pain and diminution of vision 1 week post-operatively. At presentation, he was on antibiotics and antifungals as expected. The vision was around counting finger 2 meters and there was a large epithelial defect with stromal infiltrate and around 80% thinning in the center. And he was just a one-eyed person with the other eye being an empty socket. So what are we actually dealing with? That was the question. When we went for the right eye, there was an empty socket, and I just asked the patient that the patient had evisceration done around 2 months back. But this was something which was not coming in concordation with the other eye. That a detailed history told that there was a right eye cataract surgery done 6 months back, which led to some sort of keratitis, and evisceration had to be done for that. So, are we dealing with essentially a local corneal pathology here, or is there a systemic problem? Cataract surgery in both the eyes, he lost one eye first, and now the other eye in deep trouble. What to do? Then, leading questions were asked from the patient. There was history of joint pain, which involving this multiple small joints since 2 years. Also, history of dry mouth and weight loss. The event perhaps started even before the first surgery, when the patient had on and off irritation. The patient was then immediately stopped on the antifungals and started on systemic steroids. What, as expected, when systemic investigations were done, the RA factor was much beyond desired, and ESR was also raised. We consulted our physician, and a diagnosis of rheumatoid arthritis associated corneal melt was made, and the patient was then treated accordingly with immunosuppressants and steroids on tapering dosage and tear substitutes only. We could save the patient's eye with vision recovering and scarring with pigmentation happening, and follow-ups every 3 months. Another interesting case. This 59-year-old male comes with diminution of vision and pain in the right eye since 6 months. And at presentation, he was on all these array of medications possible. He had cataract surgery 7 months back, followed by a penetrating keratoplasty because of some corneal pathology, and a repeat keratoplasty 16 days ago, after which it presented to us. Again, he had loss of vision in the left eye 5 years back. With this picture, a large graft could be seen, and there was a large central infiltrate which was present. Definitely a tricky situation for any ophthalmologist. What to do next? Again, repeat a keratoplasty, but that did not seem, it was quite sure it's going to fail again. There was something we were missing. Again, there was loss of vision in the left eye following cataract surgery around 5 years back. And on systemic examination, we found that there were some skin lesions which were present. They were present for around 8 to 10 years. And then a skin biopsy was ordered, and it revealed discoid lupus erythematosus. Patient was started on, after physician's advice, on systemic steroids and immunosuppressants, and all unnecessary medications were stopped, and just tear substitutes continued. And it vascularized after 10 weeks, and for which a keratoplasty was done 3 weeks later, and 1 month post-op, the patient was doing fine. Definitely there were SPKs. Battle not won totally, but yes, in a good state. Another short case I would present of a patient with pain and watering in the right eye since 1 month, and vision reduced to 6/60. There was this. We had learned till then that there's this whole scleral involvement. The other eye did not have any complaints as such, but on examining the eye, there was a scar and thinning present, but it was quite a quiet eye. Investigations were immediately ordered, and to our surprise, we got the C-ANCA, which was quite positive, and which is definitely suggestive of Wegener's granulomatosis. Physician's advice again was sought, and the patient started on systemic and topical steroids and immunosuppressants. After 6 weeks, it started responding, and after 4 months, there was scarring, and it was quite a quiet eye. There was significant cataract, so cataract surgery had to be planned. Looking at everything, we decided a very careful surgery with a scleral temporal incision, as there was a lot of corneal involvement, and scleral because it was away from the site of direct involvement under steroid cover. An uneventful surgery happened, vision regained. We were very happy, okay, won the battle, but it wasn't so. Even with the best of precautions, there was a scleral melt which started coming, and it was only after high-dose steroid that it did respond. Now the last case here. This 50-year-old female presented with pain, redness, and diminution of vision in the right eye since 1 month. Apparently, she had accidentally put some Ayurvedic medicine in this eye and diagnosed as total corneal defect and put on some treatment for the same. There were several follow-ups for a month, but the patient did worsen and was referred. At presentation again on antibiotic and antifungals along with tear substitutes, it was a gutter-like presentation in the center with a very dry-looking cornea, a non-healing epithelial defect. As a presumptive diagnosis, obviously we can pinpoint, but what to do next? Something had been missed. Actually, the treating physician, if they would have just taken the clue from the other eye, the diagnosis was not that difficult. On examination of the other eye, there were diffuse SPKs. It was a quiet eye, not having any symptom, but there were diffuse SPKs, and and on prodding further with leading questions, there was history of multiple joint pains and morning stiffness since 10 years, and took some medication on and off for the same. We started immediately, even before ordering the investigations, steroids with doxycycline and systemic and topical lubricants were started. RA factor was raised, and after physician's consultation, it was again a corneal ulceration or a non-healing defect associated with rheumatoid arthritis as well. Patient started on systemic immunosuppressants and was doing well. The defect started healing, and at this point, after 7 days, there was a small perforation noted in the center. Glue was done, and perforation did seal up, and the ulcer did heal with the scar. So it was a very happy situation. So in the end I would just say that be smart from the start. Pick up clues from the other eye. Fellow eye has a story, it tells. Save my patient, it yells. Examine the patient as a whole and not just an eye. Thank you.